Good day, everyone. Now, we are going to talk about the different beep code that you might encounter when you open your computer. The beep code varies depending on your BIOS. In this video, we will talk about the Deal beep codes. Now, if you hear one beep, it means there is a BIOS failure or corruption.
If we can hear two beep sound, it means that the memory or the RAM is not detected. To fix this problem, we need to troubleshoot the motherboard, and we can reset or replace the memory.
If you hear this sound, it means that the problem is in the motherboard failure. So here are some steps to help fixing the motherboard failure. So first, identify the issue. Try to determine the specific symptoms of the motherboard failure, such as the computer not turning on at an expected shutdown. Then second, check the hardware connections. Make sure that all internal and external hardware components such as RAM, graphic cards, and cables are properly connected to the motherboard. Then third, test the hardware components. If possible, test the hardware components such as RAM, CPU, and graphic cards in another working system to rule out the possibility of a faulty components causing the motherboard issue. Then fourth, update the BIOS or the UEFI. Check for any updates available for the motherboard BIOS or the UEFI firmware. Then fifth, reset the BIOS or the UEFI setting. If the motherboard is not functioning properly, resetting the BIOS or the UEFI setting to their defaults can sometimes help. Then 6. Check for physical damage. Inspect the motherboard for any signs of physical damage such as burnt components, broken capacitors, or damaged circuits. If there's a damage, you need to replace it. Then 7. The last step is reinstall or replace the motherboard. If none of those steps resolve the issue or problem, you need to change or replace it with a new one. If you hear these sounds, it means that the problem is in the memory RAM failure. So here are some steps to fix this problem. So first is reset the RAM modules. Power down the computer and disconnect the power cord. Then open the computer case to locate the RAM modules. Then gently remove the RAM and clean the contact with a soft and dry cloth. Then reinsert it correctly. Then second, test with one RAM module at a time. If your computer has a multiple RAM modules, try booting the computer with only one module installed at a time. Test each RAM module individually to determine the error. Then third, check for RAM compatibility. Ensure that the RAM modules you are using are compatible with your motherboard. Then fourth, update the BIOS. Check for any available BIOS updates for your motherboard. Then if none of the above steps resolve the issue, it is likely that you need to replace or buy a new one RAM with the same specifications with your old one.
As you can hear, the 5 beeps means that the real-time clock power failure or CMOS battery failure. To fix that failure, try resetting the CMOS battery and run a pre-boot diagnostic test if that does not resolve the issues. The problem of 6 beep is the video BIOS or video card chip failure. To solve that failure, you must run the pre-boot diagnostic test.
If we can hear the beeping sounds for 7 times, it means that the CPU or central processing unit is a failure. To fix this problem, we need to improve the cooling, like cleaning the CPU fan and the heatsink. and improve the case inflow so that the CPU won't overheat.